harness the power, the intellectual power of the whole board to focus on complex matters that any company is facing. So whether that's strategic planning, forward thinking, risk management, cybersecurity, all of these new issues that we're really facing as boards, that is really a development in the last 10 or 20 years. And so the best way to do that is by looking for a diverse board. And diversity is not just one person from one group, it's about people with different personalities, different skills, different experiences and backgrounds, all coming together, working towards a common goal. And when we talk about diversity, board diversity, we're really usually talking about, or people expect you to be talking about, the number of women on a board or the number of people of color on a board, but that's not what we're talking about anymore. We're talking about people from various ages, backgrounds, skills and experience, and that's the true concept of board diversity.
in two ways. First off, I think diversity really impacts decision-making, and good decision-making to me is good governance. And so you have a robust group of people, a different group of people around the table. You have a robust discussion. I think the quality of decision-making is really enhanced by diversity in the boardroom. The second point I would like to make is around innovation. Having diverse folks around the table really drives you to let go of conventional thinking. You get out of traditional boundaries and you begin to think about things in a different way. And by doing that, innovation grows and prospers, and that is not just in your policies and your procedures and soft issues, but also in product development. So I would leave you with those two thoughts.
And you did talk about the issue, the correlation between diversity on boards and good corporate governance, and you certainly are a leading advisor to boards and to companies with regard to compliance, risk management, corruption investigations, compliance writ large. Talk a little bit about what you see as a practitioner in advising boards as the role of diversity writ large and good corporate governance.
Women have traditionally been outsiders in the Italian system. Boards have been dominated by men. The few women that historically were elected on boards were the wife or the daughters of the owner of the company or somebody else who was big in the company. And therefore, they were not really independent. The new bunch of women who are now coming onto boards of directors are, as I said, outsiders. They've never been on boards of directors. They're not part of the old boys network. And therefore, they're much freer and independent in what they think. And I suspect that women are also braver than men anyway, regardless to whether they are outsiders in a particular situation or not. So the effect that we are seeing, and as you mentioned, I often advise boards in connection with issues that have emerged in the company, is that women tend to be far more courageous in challenging the CEO or the chairman of the board on what is happening within the company. And this is largely because they do not have the kind of connections of luggage that comes from long-established relationships. So in my view, certainly women are helping a lot on this front. As you know, there are historical data as to the fact that women have a good effect on the governance of companies, and if one looks at the big financial frauds and other scandals, it's very, very unusual to find a woman involved, and it is not uncommon to find that the issue has emerged because a woman became a whistleblower or was the person who highlighted that. I worked on the investigation on Parmalat, which was the largest fraud in Europe, and in that case the only member of the governance bodies of Parmalat who raised an issue in connection with the company was in fact the only woman who was sitting on those bodies. And I think this can be is just an example of things that we have seen in many other situations. That may change, of course, the moment women become more part of the system. Perhaps one will not be in a position to say the same, but for the time being, certainly they are having a very good effect, and they also come with a fresh mind to these kind of issues. They are more detached when they look at things and better able to spot the issues and to react the way you would expect a corporation to react.
Diverse board enhance cognitive thinking and bounded rationality of board members in making strategic decisions. Diverse board also attract more resources and to generate new ideas in a creative and innovative fashion. Other than that, diverse board also increase board's effectiveness and board independence in monitoring the firms, since diverse boards is hardly to collude in fraud compared to homogeneous board. Last but not least, the need for diverse boards is increasing due to globalized economies and complex challenges in business. The other benefits also include companies with more diverse boards are less prone to take risks and more likely to pay higher dividends to stockholders. They are also more adaptable to the company's changing environment. Besides that, they can also more easily keep up with market trends and internal problems. And last but not least, they can also improve their reputation and brand by having diverse boards in their company.
Governance is the system of rules, practices, and processes by which a company is directed and managed. It needs truly independent and diverse boards, incentive structures that are aligned with the long-term objectives of the company, integrity of corporate reporting, and constructive engagement with stakeholders. Good corporate governance requires internalization of core values. The Comprehend, Apply and Report or CARE approach in the Malaysian Code on Corporate Governance will guide you in achieving this. To have effective and healthy debates in the boardroom, diversity in skill sets, age, ethnicity, gender, and experience is critical. Having women on boards and senior management makes good business sense. They bring different perspectives, freshness of ideas, and contribute to strong company performance. Progressive refreshing of board members is vital for the company to maintain a high-performing board. One of the indicators of a high-performing and mature board is the ability of its members to step down when their skills no longer match the company's objectives. To safeguard the integrity of financial reporting and the effectiveness of risk management, companies need to have an independent and effective audit committee and external and internal auditors. Corporate governance also requires continuous communication with stakeholders. This helps to build trust and confidence between the company and the community in which it operates. Embracing good corporate governance builds reputation and recognition for your company. It improves business efficiency and reduces risk of mismanagement. Investor survey results show that corporate governance is a critical factor in investment decisions. Investors are willing to pay a premium for better governed companies. Driving good corporate governance requires continuous commitment and effort of boards and all stakeholders in the ecosystem. Implementing good corporate governance should be a strategic priority in all companies. It is an investment that will bring long-term success to the company and contribute to economic prosperity. It pays to practice good corporate governance.